What is up, everyone? Today, we're going to talk all about that computerized employee, as I say, that you don't have to pay and how you can use Chat GPT in your real estate business to do more business. And actually, it's like having an employee that you don't have to pay. Is that I'm going to give you at least 10 ideas about how you can use Chat GPT in your real estate business. And frankly, any business can use Chat GPT. If you haven't signed up yet, you have to sign up for it. Just search Chat GPT, sign up for your free account. I'm sure at some point this is going to be a paid service. I can't imagine it's going to be free forever. The only limitation right now is that if too many people are logged in, it'll tell you, sorry, our servers are full. But it is just incredible. And worst case, if you have to use it off hours, it is worth it. Just go in there, play around with it. But again, specifically, I'm going to give you at least 10 ideas on how you can use it for your business. We do these trainings every Tuesday from 11:30 Eastern time till about 11:50. If you want to join us, you can watch on our Facebook page, the 21 Mike team. If you miss these, hopefully some of you are watching them on our YouTube channel. And hey, we did finally hit 1,000 subscribers, so that's very exciting stuff. And if you want to hit me up, if you have questions or just want to talk real estate, it's mike@21mike.com. All right, so let's get into what we want to talk about. I was actually using Chat GPT before this call today. First time I have ever used it to write property descriptions for me. But I know last week we had someone who used it to write blog posts. So that's one of the things you can do with it is ask it to write stuff for you. And you literally just go into the screen or go into Chat GPT. I'm going to share my screen just for a second. I know those of you listening to the podcast can't see my screen, but it literally just looks like almost like a Word document. And over here on the left column are all the different questions I have asked it. And then here are the answers. So you just go down to the bottom and you type in a question. Somebody mentioned last week they used it to write a bio. And so I said, can you write an approximately one word? I actually mistyped or misspelled. I had a typo. I said 100 work bio, but it understood what I was saying. 100 word bio about me, Mike Ferrante, Century 21, Cleveland real estate agent. And here's what it came up with. I'm actually going to read this because I was really impressed with the writing. Now, it didn't go real deep and find out like secret information about me or anything, but I was really impressed with how well it was written. It says, Mike Ferrante is a seasoned real estate agent with Century 21, serving the vibrant Cleveland market. With unwavering passion and expertise, he has established himself as a trusted professional in the industry. Mike's deep understanding of the local market trends, coupled with his exceptional negotiation skills, allows him to secure the best deals for his clients. Known for his integrity and dedication, Mike goes above and beyond to ensure every client's needs are met. Whether it's finding the perfect home or maximizing property value, Mike's personalized approach and attention to detail make him the go-to agent for all real estate endeavors. With his commitment to excellence, Mike Ferrante is your key to unlocking Cleveland's real estate opportunities. Now, that one's pretty generic, so you almost could just substitute your name in there. And that's an example of something that ChatGPT could write for you that isn't real specific. Now, for today, I mentioned property descriptions. And I know some people have said, oh, I just throw in the address and let it figure it out. That's certainly something you could do, but I'm going to tell you that the more information you give it, the better it will write things for you. And the cool thing about ChatGPT is that you can ask it to like follow up. You could say, hey, I want to have you rewrite that, make it shorter, make it longer. So here's what I did. One of my teammates sent me some information on a property just in kind of bullet point format. And so what I did is I said, please write a property description for 2728 Edge Hill in Cleveland Heights for Zillow. You know, telling it what it's writing for is often a good idea. 10 bedrooms plus this additional information. Now, what I did was I copied and pasted from an old listing the description. Okay, and then it spat out this response, and it's amazing. So the previous listing mentioned the designer. So I'll just read the opening paragraph. It says, welcome to 2728 Edge Hill, an exquisite turn of the century home in the heart of Cleveland Heights. This magnificent property, designed by Franklin Mead, exudes timeless elegance and offers a truly remarkable living experience. Now, it went on and on to explain it. It brought in a lot of those features. It talked about the French doors. Then they could be reconverted to pocket doors. So it took bits and pieces of the old description and rewrote it, because obviously we're not supposed to plagiarize a previous listing. Now, one thing was the bullet points that my teammates sent me, I forgot to put in. So I went back to ChatGPT and said, please rewrite the description, including these items. And I just copied and pasted from my teammate's email, and it rewrote it, including those items. So it's pretty incredible. Now, you will obviously want to proofread and go in and tweak anything that you might not be happy with, but that's an example of using ChatGPT to write property descriptions. And again, you could just copy and paste from old listings if you want, and it will kind of meld them together. And of course, you can add anything that you want to add to it. Okay, I'm going to make sure everybody's muted here. Okay, I think we're good there. So that is just one example. Keep in mind, you want to explore not just what to ask, but how to ask the questions. So one bit of advice I have for you is tell ChatGPT what the purpose of the request is. So say, for example, you want it to give you some content for YouTube or TikTok, tell it that, because it knows, it's able to extrapolate the type of content that's popular there, the length of the content, the type of content, etc. All right. Another great use for ChatGPT is making lists. All right. So let me give you an example of some lists I've done. I asked it, I said, let me see exactly how I phrased it. What are 20 ideas for a realtor for, and again, I had a typo, but it got the gist of it. I just said tick videos. I forgot the talk. And it gave me a list of 20 ideas for different TikTok videos to make. So literally, you could just have this thing generate lists for you. But then the cool thing is the follow-up. So one thing that it said was give a virtual tour of a property. And again, this is for TikTok. So I could then follow up with a question and say, give me a 60-second script for a TikTok video tour of a property. And it will actually write the script for you. The one that I did that was a script, I said, write a funny TikTok video script about the home buying process. And it literally talked about opening shot of a person standing in front of a house with a for sale sign. They have a serious expression on their face and are holding a clipboard. And then it goes in and it actually wrote the script for me. Now, after I was done reading it, I thought, well, it's debatable how funny it is, but it was sort of a humorous type video. So it actually got the flavor that I was looking for, a humorous video script. But again, going back to the 20 ideas, you could ask it to generate 100 ideas, however many you want. And then from there, you can kind of go through it and decide which ones you actually want to follow up on. So generating lists of ideas for growing your business, open house ideas. I think I actually did that one. Oh, here's another one I did. Give me a list. I said, what are 20 questions that a home seller might ask a real estate agent? And of course, it goes out to the internet. I can't explain exactly how it works, but essentially it draws on all of this data that it collects. And it's not just a Google search, okay? So certainly you could go to Google and say, 20 questions to ask your realtor. And then you can go and click on each article and read each article and kind of take from that what you think the best questions are that you should prepare for when you go and talk to sellers. The difference is ChatGPT collects all that information from various sources and gives it to you on a silver platter on a list. So mine generated for me 20 questions that a seller might ask a real estate agent. Now, what is this list good for? First of all, it's good for training. As an agent, especially as a new agent or even a seasoned agent, you might say, well, gosh, can I answer all of these questions? And then part two of that, hey, why not answer these questions in videos? Are you able to create a 60-second video or a long form YouTube video about these as a topic. And who knows, maybe you break the longer questions into 3 parts. Why am I qualified to sell a house in this neighborhood? Parts 1, 2, and 3. All right, so I think you guys get the gist of lists, but certainly you could pretty much anything you would ask Google, you could put into ChatGPT and get it back in a more usable format. Last week, somebody mentioned writing blogs. So you could actually ask ChatGPT to write your long form pieces, not just short little blurbs like property descriptions, but you could have ChatGPT and you can give it specific bars to hit. So you could say, write me a 1,000-word piece about the home selling process. And again, the more info you give it, the better. So you might say, make sure to include things like multiple offers, appraisal gaps, financing challenges. So again, you could just make a bullet point list and it will give you an article. So long form pieces and scripts, and specify the length. Okay, make sure you tell it how long you'd like it. By the way, you could take it and with the follow-up question, you could say, okay, now take this and give me a 200-word script or 200-word version to use as my blog. And again, specify the platforms, whether it's blog, YouTube, TikTok, etc. You can actually, so another one here, you can actually type in math problems, math questions. So my teammate Ryan is on the call. We were trying to figure out acreage for property, and we had 3 different parcels we were putting in. Now, I did not use ChatGPT for this, but I could plug in, hey, there's 3 parcels, each, here's the square footage of each one. How many acres is that? Now, I know you could do the same thing with a calculator, but remember, you could pretty much type in anything and ask it to give you some kind of feedback. You can ask it to proofread for you. So say you wrote an article, you wrote a blog, copy and paste it and say, proofread this for me, check for grammar and punctuation. You could type in, you could copy and paste your short version of something and say, expand on this. I need it to be 5,000 words. I've never experimented with anything that long, but I know it'll do it. You can ask it, check this out. You can ask it to translate for you. So I understand there's Google Translate, but you can't put a 1,000-word essay into Google and say, translate it for me. Now, I've never experimented with how accurate it is, but my guess is that it's accurate enough that if you wanted to, here, I'll give you an example. I had a member of my team who is Russian, and we're a member of the Cleveland Russian business networking group here. And she used to write our little posts there. So we would say, hey, we're having an open house, or hey, we're having an event, or hey, here's this property that was in a neighborhood that we knew that a lot of the clientele there liked. And so she would write our posts. Now we can actually plug that into ChatGPT and say, translate this to Russian, translate this to Spanish, French, whatever. It will actually translate for you. Let's see, what else do I have here? How about how to? Okay, if you want to write a blog post about how to grow the best tomatoes in your garden, and that's something, a little bit off topic for real estate, you could say, write me a 100-word short summary of how to grow the best tomatoes, or how to maintain your roof, or whatever. You could ask it for a how-to explanation of how to do something, and then from there, it turned it into a written article, video, pretty much anything you want. Another one that I haven't tried yet, but I'm going to be doing this, is information extraction. So let's say there's something, this is for those of you who remember Cliff's Notes from when you were in school, and instead of reading the actual book, we would read the Cliff's Notes and hopefully try to, fumble our way through class. But of course, the teachers always knew what was in the Cliff's Notes. But anyway, you could copy and paste an article and say, summarize this article for me. And you could be specific. You could say, summarize this in 500 words or less. Tell me what's in this article. Yeah, the other thing it can do, and there's other AI that we talked about last week. Uh, there's AI that will like take notes from your meeting and then generate a to-do list. So today, if I was talking with Ryan and Ryan said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and handle that open house and I'm going to call June and she's going to help me with it, it would actually make that on the notes and the to-do list after that. But information extraction and then providing an outline or summary on the information that you paste in, that's something that ChatGPT can do for you. So imagine, normally you'd have to pay someone to do these tasks for you, but this is essentially free right now. There's no cost for ChatGPT right now. Another thing that a class I attended, it was talking about asking advice or simply having a conversation. And I thought to myself, wow, you must be pretty lonely if you're having a conversation with Chat GPT, but you literally could just have a conversation with Chat GPT, say, hey, what do you think about this? And just give it a topic. Hey, I'm thinking about doing more open houses. Is that a good way to generate business? What are 10 strategies that I can use to generate more business from my open houses? Let's see. And then the last one that I have on my list, but you're essentially limited by your imagination here. But the last one I have is have it write posts and do your marketing for you. So you literally could take some data and say, I need a Facebook post that talks about this event. And you could say it's a local event, say it's here in Chagrin Falls, we have something called the Blossom Time Festival, which I think already happened. But you could go to their website, copy and paste the text and say, give me a 50-word summary of what this festival is all about. And then bam, you proofread it, edit it, and drop it in your Facebook post. So I know I threw a lot of information out there. If anyone wants to get this summary, I can definitely email you my notes. It's mike@21mike.com. I'm going to wrap it up with that. Essentially the sky's the limit with AI, but my advice to you is don't wait too long before you at least dip your toe in the water. It's kind of like, I think the only breakthrough that is bigger than AI and things like ChatGPT is the internet itself. I remember agents saying, oh, we're going from these MLS books. And now what do you mean the information is going to be available online? I think that was bigger, but like this is the next biggest thing. So at least get into ChatGPT, sign up for your free account, try out a couple things, have it write a bio about you, have it write a property description, ask it to make you a list of things. Maybe you've been thinking about creating some YouTube videos or some TikTok videos. Just say, hey, give me 10, 20, 30 ideas for a realtor in Akron, Ohio, or in Oklahoma. I know someone on the call here from Oklahoma, to do for real estate regarding, fill in the blank city, state. It can get that specific. And the more specific you are, the better it will be. So I will hang out for a few minutes and see if anyone has any questions or comments. I'm curious what you guys are using ChatGPT for, because every time I look into this, I get ideas. Someone says, oh, I used it for this. And I'm like, oh my God, why did I not think of that? So thanks for being here today, guys. Again, it's mike@21mike.com. And we'll be here again next week, every Tuesday, 11:30 to 11:50. Hope everyone has a great week.